All right, we're rolling.
All right. Tyler here from World of Bikes. I'm showing Aria.
And Paul is supervising.
Paul's supervising. We're showing Aria what goes into winter fat bike maintenance. Or just clean this one up. Your basic things to check if you're getting your bike out of storage for the winter is we topped off the sealant on these. We also stuck studded tires on there. They decided to go studded
nice
for the winter. But making sure your sealant's topped off and fresh. Valves are unclogged. Those will kind of get gummed up as it sits there over the summer seasons. A lot of fat bikes, they get parked dirty, and so that wreaks havoc on the drivetrain. So on this one, we actually did a new chain and cassette, but then we popped off the derailleurs and got that all cleaned up. Another important aspect of winter fat bike maintenance is making sure your brakes are good to go. This bike actually has one hydraulic brake and one cable actuated brake, but this is especially important in the winter because the temperature fluctuations make the oil inside the brake act differently. So sometimes it's a little stiffer, a little squishier. Sometimes it's a little runnier inside of there. Viscosity is the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
So it's important to get that topped off. And then especially if you're riding in the sleet and the snow and the sand, it'll wear out your brake pads inside of here pretty quick, and then that can contaminate your oil. So it's good to just make sure these brake pads were good to go here, but the fluid, the brake oil, was quite dirty.
So does the brake oil kind of cause the pads to stick a little bit and you wear them a little bit more?
Yeah, so as when it gets colder, the brake fluid will get more viscous, so it clamps shut and it's harder for it to open back up. But then also the pistons that push your pads in, it's hard to see, but the pistons will get pretty dirty and they'll get kind of stuck out.
Oh.
And so by getting those rotors and wheels off of there, we can clean up inside and bleed the brake and get a fresh start. Cable actuated's a little less involved. It's what's going to give you hassle there is the pivots back here in the brake will get dirty and crusty and kind of crunch up your make for some rough action.
Yeah.
But there's no hydraulic fluid to get messed up.
That's kind of nice. Actually, I never thought about that using the cable ones. It might be a bit less hassle in the winter, actually.
Absolutely. People do like the hydraulics have a little bit more braking power.
Yeah. But
the cables are more maintenance free than.
Besides, you probably don't want all that braking power anyway in the winter time, right? Like,
no.
You don't want you locking your brakes out as, you know.
Not really. You'll be skidding around and getting a face full of snow.
That's right.
If people were wanting to do some maintenance at home, wintertime's a good time to switch to wet lube. What that does is it coats it with a more viscous, stickier lubricant, which will help shed that water off of there. It'll create less problems when you pull it out for the spring, or pull it out for the winter. Whereas dry lube, it kind of greases inside the rollers and that, but the surface of the chain itself will still get rusty with the dry lube. So it's good to get that.
You know, you needed a new chain.
Yeah, new chain. A lot of fat bikes need new chains.
I'll give you a shot of that finish line there. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Tyler, for having us and giving us some quick pointers for fat bike maintenance tomorrow.
Absolutely.
What bike are you riding tomorrow for the laps?
I'm going to ride, I don't think there's going to be snow on the ground, so I might just ride my old 26er.
Oh, there you go.
Bonus content, some gear that will help you maintain your sanity and your warmth, not get cold too fast. Let's start with pogies. These are bar ends. They strap over the end of the bar right here. There's an end cap to go in the end there to keep it from flopping around.
Otherwise, that would be falling off. And those are, so do they act like a windbreaker then? Is that
yeah, they're a windbreaker. And so on my pogies, usually I'll wear my 45 North gloves, and then once I get the pogies out, it's actually too warm. So I do wear, even into the really cold temperatures, the pogies go a long way. If pogies aren't your style, we've got these big kind of Ninja Turtle gloves.
Ooh.
It's got the keep your fingers down here warm, but then you've got plenty of action for your,
use your
braking, shifting. Those are good to have. We have some
Use today.
waterproof shoe covers. I know my feet get wet pretty much constantly.
Yeah.
When they get cold and wet.
Okay, so these are kind of insulated, so they're gonna keep that wind off of your toes.
Yep, there's just a bit of a wind cover. Yeah. There's holes in the bottom so you can still clip in and all that good stuff. Another thing that I really use quite a bit is under the hat, or under the helmet, ear warmth. So you can put that on.
Yeah, because those ears, once they go, it's game over.
Yeah, you lose the most heat through your head, so.
Oh, good to know.
Keep your ears warm.
Yeah.
Keep the top of your head warm, and you can still wear a helmet under it. The 45 North stuff is really great winter gear. And that's a full face mask.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, if it's really frigid out there, put that on.
Keep the neck nice and covered. Cool. Thanks, guys. Fair enough. Thanks, guys. We will see you next week or in a couple weeks with another video. Thank you.